Welcome to the deep dive. Look, we know there's just a sea of information out there, and finding what's genuinely useful, well, it can be tough.
Especially when you're trying to get your head around something complex like custom software development.
Exactly. You want to be informed, fast, but not completely swamped. Today, our mission is to clear some fog. We're diving deep into those really crucial first steps for custom software projects, especially for, mid-market businesses.
Right. That specific context is important.
And our guide for this is the Streamline and Scale newsletter, issue 1 from Red Hawk Technologies. It's really good, actually. It maps out how to go from just a raw idea to a solid plan, a blueprint for, well, what they call digital transformation.
Which is really just about using tech to seriously improve how your business works, how you serve customers.
Precisely. This deep dive, it's really designed to help you find new ways to be more efficient, to grow.
Yeah. We want to arm you with insights you can actually use. Things that help you make smart choices. And importantly, get some predictability into these projects right from the beginning.
Okay, so let's jump in. Every software project starts with that initial spark, right? An idea. But how do you turn that into something real, something that actually, pushes your business forward?
Well, the newsletter points out that for mid-market companies, custom software isn't just about surviving anymore. It's about thriving, getting a real edge.
And they bring up this concept pretty early on, development as a service, DaaS.
Yes, DaaS. And this is interesting because, think about it, most businesses approach custom software almost bracing for impact, right?
Endless changes, costs you didn't expect, delays.
Exactly. What's insightful about this DaaS model, as Red Hawk calls it, is how it tries to flip that whole script. It's not just about making payments predictable, though that's part of it. It's more fundamental. It just sort of forces a partnership where the developer, the vendor, is actually incentivized for your long-term success, continuous value, not just racking up billable hours.
Ah, that is a big shift.
It's huge. It can save companies money, but also just a lot of headaches. Sanity, basically.
It tackles that big fear, the uncertainty. But okay, even before you get to that partnership model, the newsletter really hammers home the very first step, defining your vision. They even talk about a DIY innovation workshop.
And this brings up a key point. What's the biggest mistake businesses make when they try to define that vision internally, maybe without a structured process?
Getting lost in the details too early.
Often, they get caught up in what to build, the features, the tech, without really digging into the why. Why are we building this? Who is it actually for? What specific business problem are we solving?
Without that solid why, the whole thing's on shaky ground.
It can stumble before it even gets going.
So this DIY workshop they suggest, it's self-guided. How does that help?
It's designed to basically force that foundational thinking. It walks your team through exploring the vision, really nailing down the goals, who the target audience is, even the basic logistics and tech needed.
It provides structure for that critical early thinking.
Yeah, and the payoff is pretty big. Taking that time up front helps you manage risks better. And it helps define what the newsletter calls
Value first features, meaning
you identify the core stuff, the functionalities that directly tackle your biggest problems and will give you a measurable impact, like right away, instead of trying to build absolutely everything imaginable from day one.
Okay, focus on the essentials first.
Exactly. It builds a path to seeing results, productivity, profit much faster. It ties the investment directly to business outcomes, to ROI.
ROI, okay, that's the perfect segue. So you've used the workshop, you've defined the vision, you know why you're building it. The next big question is always,
how much is this going to cost me?
right. And it's almost never just the upfront price tag, is it? The newsletter talks about TCO, total cost of ownership.
Yeah, and for a mid-market business, those hidden costs aren't just annoying, they can seriously mess up your whole year's budget.
I bet.
There's a lot of frustration out there with the unpredictability of traditional development. Getting a grip on the full financial picture is the challenge.
So PCO includes more than just the initial build.
Oh, yeah. The newsletter spells it out. It's the initial cost, plus ongoing maintenance, essential support, maybe future upgrades or enhancements, all the stuff that often creeps up later and bites you.
Okay, I see how this connects back now. You mentioned Red Hawk's DaaS model addresses this TCO problem. How does bundling those things, maintenance, support, etc., create that no surprises situation?
Well, think about it from the perspective of, say, a CFO in a mid-market company. This approach basically shifts software from being a budget gamble to a predictable strategic asset.
Predictable is the key word there.
Absolutely. When development support enhancements are bundled into one fixed monthly fee, you get what they call transparent communication and a no surprises partnership.
So the finance team can actually
Plan with confidence, knowing some unexpected software crisis isn't going to blow up their operational stability.
That definitely changes the conversation around IT spending. And speaking of investment, you mentioned ROI earlier. Mid-market businesses are laser focused on that, right? They need to see the return.
Absolutely. It's not just about cool tech, it's about business impact.
Yeah.
How does the software actually improve efficiency, lower costs, increase profits? You need to show that direct line.
And the newsletter actually offers something to help with that.
Yeah, they have a free interactive ROI calculator.
Oh, interesting. How did that work?
You basically plug in some of your key business metrics things related to the process you're trying to improve, and it projects the potential financial returns you could see from investing in a custom solution.
So it helps you quantify the value up front.
Precisely. It helps you build that strong business case internally. It connects the dots between the software and the bottom line.
That sounds incredibly useful for getting buy-in. Have you seen situations where just having those numbers completely change the dynamic in a leadership meeting? Maybe turn skeptics around?
Oh, definitely. Many times. Without clear numbers, a new software project can just sound like another expense line item.
Right, another cost center.
But when you can walk in and say, look, automating this process will save X hours per week for Y employees, which translates directly to Z dollars in savings or increased capacity annually, suddenly it's not just an IT project.
It's a profit driver or a cost saver.
Exactly. It speaks the financial language that decision makers understand and, frankly, need to hear.
That's powerful. Okay, so let's recap where we are. You've got a great idea. You've used something like the workshop to create a solid blueprint. You understand the true cost, thanks to TCO thinking, and you even quantified the potential ROI with a calculator. You're set, right?
Almost. There's one more critical piece, and it's often where things fall down.
Oh, what's that?
Getting your own team, your leadership, truly on board. The newsletter calls it championing change and gaining leadership buy-in.
Right, the organizational side, politics maybe?
Sometimes, but it's more about alignment. You can have the best idea, the best tech plan, but if you haven't secured strong internal support, especially from leadership, it can still fail.
Why is that? If the tech is good and the ROI is there.
Think about it. Major changes, even positive ones, need champions. They need key stakeholders across the business to understand the vision, believe in it, and support its implementation. Without that alignment, even great projects can just stall out or face resistance. The newsletter stresses strategies for aligning everyone, for communicating the strategic value of the software, not just the technical details, building a shared vision across the business.
So translating the tech benefits into business impact that resonates with, say, the head of sales or the COO.
Exactly. You need to make sure the investment makes sense to them, in their terms. Address their potential concerns, speak their language.
Okay, so it's about building momentum within the organization.
Precisely. Moving it from just an idea or just an IT project into something the whole company feels invested in, with clear benefits for different areas.
Got it. So let's pull this all together. Our deep dive today, looking at that journey from idea to blueprint for custom software, really hinges on, what, 4 main pillars?
I think that's a good way to put it.
First, having that crystal clear vision, knowing the why. Second, really understanding the total cost of ownership, the long-term picture.
No hidden surprises.
Third, being able to quantify the returns, using tools maybe like that ROI calculator to build the business case.
Yeah, making it tangible.
And finally, crucially, doing the work to get that internal support, that leadership buy-in, championing the change.
Absolutely. Those early planning steps, getting those 4 things right, they really lay the foundation for success, for predictable, impactful digital transformation.
So that leads to a final thought for you, our listener.
As businesses rely more and more on digital tools, how can you, or maybe your whole organization, shift your thinking?
From seeing software development as these separate, unpredictable, maybe even scary projects,
To seeing it more as a continuous, predictable partnership, something that grows and evolves with your business needs.
what could that shift in mindset mean for your next big idea?
And what kind of transformation could that unlock for your business down the road?